There on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. A lot of talk this week, a lot of talk last night on the live show about the college football playoff and expansion going to 12 teams, but there was a hang up to that. We'll get into that in just a second, but it all makes sense. Of course, we're talking about it because for the first time in a long time, Tennessee is actually relevant. Tennessee was in the conversation. Tennessee sat at the top of the college football playoff rankings at one time this year. None of it makes sense. How is Alabama ranked ahead of Tennessee? We got into all of that last night, and a lot of people say the answer is the college football playoff expansion. And again, that expansion is coming. There was one little hang up, and that was something else we've been talking about, kind of two different things here, but the Rose Bowl kind of looking to screw Tennessee. It seems to be the same old song and dance. Ohio State wants to politic their way into the Orange Bowl. And that would push Tennessee down to the Cotton Bowl. It is what it is. We'll see how it plays out. But the Rose Bowl is in the conversation, so I've seen this flying around a lot. And the Rose Bowl was the last little hiccup in order to get the college football playoff expansion moving forward. That is now gone. We'll get into it. We'll take a look at it. As always, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash the like button just below the video. Quick, free, easy helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it if you would just hit that little thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, you're asking yourself, what is this? Who is this guy? Well, we're not experts. We're not insiders. This channel is a little different. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. Just imagine cracking open a beer, pulling up a chair, sitting down with your buddy, talking Tennessee football. That's what we do here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Let's jump into it. Take a look at this article from ESPN.com. Source: Rose Bowl agrees to amended deal paving the way for an early college football playoff expansion. The last remaining obstacle to expanding the college football playoff to 12 teams in the 2024 and 2025 seasons has been cleared. A source told ESPN on Wednesday night that the Rose Bowl has agreed to the terms that will pave the way for college football playoff to expand in the final two seasons of the current contract, 2024 and 2025. Any more steps toward an expanded playoff are just a formality, as the formal announcement of the college football playoff expansion beginning in 2024 is expected to be imminent. In early September, the College Football Playoff Board of Managers voted to expand the college football playoff to 12 teams starting in 2026. Now, I know for a lot of you, this is the answer. This is the answer, right? And why is that? Why are certain Tennessee fans, I would say most Tennessee fans, most of you guys are in agreement of this expansion to 12 teams? Well, the reason is because Tennessee's on the outside looking in. You always look at things of how it's going to best benefit you, right? And Tennessee sitting at 7, hey, they're in. But let's go play in the 12-team college football playoff. Why not expand it? Well, this has nothing to do with this year, but the expansion is coming now that the Rose Bowl has got that last little hurdle cleared and out of the way. But I'm against it. I know. It's okay. It's okay. Look, we can disagree. We can argue. We can state why we feel the way we feel. But the college football playoff, I think expanding to 12 teams is too much. And again, it's coming. There's nothing I can do about it. It's going to happen. The expansion is coming in 2024. I just think 12 teams is too much. And some of you say, well, why? Why is that, Boogie? All of a sudden, the loss to South Carolina. And I'm looking at this from a neutral point of view, not as a Tennessee fan, from a neutral point of view. If you expand to 12 games, that Tennessee-South Carolina game means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. The Ohio State-Michigan game means nothing. The conference championships mean nothing. None of it matters. Like, what's the goal? Let's just cruise to 10-2. Like, is that the goal for the season? Cruise to 10-2, 9-3. I mean, you've got in the top 12 for the college football playoff rankings, you've got two teams in Kansas State and Utah sitting at 9-3. And, last night the conversation was about bowl games. It was about bowl games and how, well, they don't matter. Teams that are 6-6 go to bowl games. Well, teams that are 9-3 make the college football playoff. I just think you water down the regular season. And again, I get it. I understand that I'm in the minority when it comes to this conversation. I saw Gabe tweeting out, Dauber tweeting out, talking about More football is always a good thing, right? I don't know. Is it a good thing? I know March Madness is one of the most watched sporting events of the year. Everybody loves March Madness. Everybody loves playoff baseball, but nobody's talking about the 162 game grind throughout the regular season other than the diehard, passionate baseball fans. Most of you guys show up to watch the World Series or the playoffs. Same thing with basketball, same thing, with hockey. The NFL, same deal. I mean, it's just it weakens the regular season, and I think it would make for some fun college football. Some of these matchups going into a 12-team playoff would be pretty fun to watch. I just think it waters down the regular season. Waters it down. Article here goes on to say with nearly $450 million, money rules the world. Money, it's like JP said last night, money controls everything. $450 million at stake in the final 2 years of the current contract. The path toward expanding in those 2 seasons has been fraught with complications, but after months of haggling, getting the Rose Bowl on board loomed as the final step. The Rose Bowl needed to amend its contracts as the other 5 so-called contract bowls needed to do in order to accommodate the new system. Ultimately, the Rose Bowl's cooperation loomed as the final barrier. A source told ESPN's Heather Dinich earlier this week that the Rose Bowl was essentially given an ultimatum this week to agree to terms or risk being shut out of the next television contract, which begins in 2026. The Rose Bowl's request for special treatment included an exclusive window for the game. Television window considered one of the most valuable in sports in years when the Rose Bowl wasn't hosting a college football playoff game on New Year's. Essentially, sources told ESPN that college football officials told the Rose Bowl officials this week that they'd make a good faith effort to work with them. With that, would not include the exclusive window. All right, I'm not getting into all the little nuances here of the contract and the talk. The point is the Rose Bowl has signed a deal. The deal's done. It's over. So now it's just a matter of formality. Like the article said, the news is coming. It's just not been made official, but the college football playoff will expand in 2024. Now, where is this maybe a good thing? If we want parity in college football, and this is a conversation that was had on the channel post-game show after the Vanderbilt game. Dauber kind of got into it back and forth, talking about the Ohio States of the world. And this is where you can maybe get some parity by expanding to 12 teams. You got Ohio State, who plays absolutely nobody. They play one football team all year long. That's Michigan. And they got beat. They got embarrassed at home. Embarrassed. But they're going to possibly sneak their way into the college football playoff. They're right on the outside looking in if something happens to TCU or Southern Cal coming up this weekend. Heaven forbid something happens to both of them, because then Alabama is going to go win a national championship. Mark my words. But the bottom line is by expanding to 12, you do get more parity. I think you're going to maybe find out who the best team is, but there is a little bit of that element of who gets hot at the right time when you're going to have to win multiple games in order to go win a national championship. Otherwise, you look at, like the BCS, the computer system's trying to get the 2 best teams in the country, have them square off, and whoever wins on the field that day is the best football team in the country. I think that's probably a more accurate way of getting the best football team. What's the point? What's the point of the college football playoff? What's the point of the national championship? Are you trying to figure out who the best team in college football is, or who the best team is on that day or at that time? Because we've seen teams get hot at the right time. And is that what the college football playoff becomes? But I think, you're going to eliminate these teams like Ohio State and Michigan and the teams that don't really go through the gauntlet, Penn State, Clemson, the ACC. Are they going to be able to go through the gauntlet? Are they going to be able to beat Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee all in the same playoff run? Are they going to be able to do that? I think you are going to get a little parity in college football because of that. So if I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth, see the good and see the bad, then I'm going to see that as a good, because I truly think you're just going to see more SEC dominance is what I think. I think you're just going to see more SEC dominance. And any of these Clemson fans, Ohio State fans, USC fans out there can't admit that playing in the SEC is way more brutal, way more difficult path to the college football playoff than the ACC or the Pac-12 or the Big Ten or whatever it is, then you're just lying to yourself. But hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. The playoff expansion is officially coming in 2024. Hit the comments. Let me know what you think about it. As always, go smash that thumbs up. If you haven't, what are you waiting on? If you haven't, what are you waiting on? Go smash the thumbs up and check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network. Go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' Vols. We appreciate the support. Also, real quick, if you're on Twitter and you follow me or Talkin' Vols, or you follow Josh Pate. He put it out that he hit 150,000 subscribers, and because of that, he wants the fans to decide who he should collaborate with. Blow him up. Go to Twitter, go find that tweet, and let Josh Pate know to hit your boy Boogie up. I'm willing to do a charity stream. If Josh Pate will come on the Talkin' VAWLS Network, we will turn it into a charity stream. We will donate every single super chat to a charity of his choice, but you got to get him on here first. So go hit him up on Twitter. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.